One thing about Czech culture and Czech people that impressed me the most was Czech hospitality. If a Czech invites you over to their home, you are a superstar. They invite you in, usually take off your shoes before you go into the house. It's very polite. And then they provide you with slippers to wear throughout the home. When they serve you dinner, most homes that I had dinner in, the head of the family or the host or the hostess will not eat with you. They will serve you the food and the drinks and the soup and the dessert the entire time. And the conversation that you have with them will just be with them standing at the end of the table, chatting with them. And it was honestly really different for me at first, because I thought, no, this is rude of us. We were missionaries. You should sit down and eat with us. But that's just who they are, and they want to do that. Another thing is, every time that you're invited over, no matter if you're just trying to just stop by and say hello, they will always try to convince you to come in and have a cup of tea. Every time. They are just such hospitable people, and they're incredibly warm. It's not a cold culture. They're very friendly, happy people.
The Czech people are very hardworking, resourceful. It's not a weird sight to see maybe the front yard or backyard of someone's home, them having a huge pile of bricks that they're just saving from an older construction project for a new one. They save a lot of things. They keep a lot of their old used things to use them over again. When they work hard. It's not rare to see them out in their backyard cutting down a tree with their family or working in the garden. They're very do-it-yourself, or do-it-yourself with the help of your family. And I liked that aspect of it, that they were so resourceful, so willing to save, to live with less, and be content with that. And the second characteristic of Czech people that I really like is their focus on families and how much they love their families and they stay together. I mean, they live in the same house with their family and their grandparents for a long time. But when a family is strong, they stay strong together and they visit home often.
There's an amazing story in the Czech Republic of this lady named Milada Horáková. She was a philosopher, and she was involved in politics, and she was in the underground movement during the Nazi regime. She was discovered by the Nazi police, and she was initially sentenced to death, but they changed her sentence to lifetime in prison. So they sent her to a concentration camp called Terezín. And so she was tortured for information. She went through just indescribable things at this concentration camp, which was very difficult for her. But as soon as the regime fell, she was back on the scene with politics, trying to help the country become a more solid, a better place. But then around 1948, when the Communist Party really took a hold over the Czech Republic, pretty oppressive hold, she was again arrested for speaking up for human rights, for speaking up for, or speaking against the things that the party was doing at this time. And you think of this lady who's been abused and tortured by foreigners during World War II, and now she's being abused and tortured by her own people during communism. And she never spoke out or resigned her beliefs. She always stuck to what she believed and what she believed was best for the Czech Republic. And eventually she was sentenced to a trial that was scripted. And it was televised to the whole country, but the entire trial was a script of what she was supposed to say, what the defendant was supposed to say, what the prosecuting attorney was supposed to say, and she didn't follow the script. And because of that, she was sentenced to death within 2 weeks. She was sentenced to death by hanging. And I think it's an amazing example of what a good Czech person is. They will stick to what they believe and what they know is right all the way through.